She disappeared from her own wedding, just went to the bathroom and never came back. An hour later, I got a video. She was laughing in her dress with another man, but they weren't alone. It started with 6 words. "You're not our real dad anyway." And just like that, I was done. I didn't shout. I didn't slam doors. I didn't even blink. I just froze right there in the hallway holding a laundry basket like some idiot side character in a sitcom. Except this wasn't funny. There wasn't a laugh track. Just 2 teenage girls on the couch, scrolling their phones, casually erasing the last 6 years of my life like it was nothing. Let me back up. My name's Tom. I'm 38. I married my wife, Danielle, when I was 32. She had 2 daughters from a previous marriage. Lily was 9 at the time, Emma was 7. Their bio dad, Brian, dipped when Emma still had baby teeth. One day he just stopped showing up. No calls, no visits, nothing but missed birthdays and child support that arrived about as often as comets. So yeah, I stepped in. I didn't rush it. I knew I'd never be dad right away, maybe not ever. I was okay with that. I just wanted them to feel safe, stable. I showed up. Every day. I built IKEA bunk beds for their shared room. Took off work to sit through school plays where every kid forgets their lines. I was the one driving them to dance classes and dentist appointments. Not because I had to. Because I wanted to. I remember once, when Emma was 10, she got sick in the middle of the night. Woke up puking. Danielle was dead asleep and didn't even stir. I spent 2 hours on the bathroom floor with that kid, holding her hair back, cleaning her up, rubbing her back, getting her cold washcloths. She whispered, "Thanks, Dad," through tears before she passed out in my arms. I didn't correct her. So yeah, I've been their not dad for 6 years now. Helped Lily study for her SATs. Paid for Emma's braces. Paid for everything, honestly. Danielle works part-time at a salon and we've always lived off mostly my income. I've never complained. This is what I signed up for. Or, I thought it was. Last Tuesday, I came home from work and the house was weirdly quiet. That kind of quiet where you know something's off, but you can't put your finger on it. I heard the girls in the living room, laughing about something. I walked toward them, just casually, when I heard Emma say it. "Why do we even have to listen to him? He's not our real dad anyway." Lily laughed. Not the nervous kind. The kind that says you're right and he's a joke. I didn't say anything. Just stood there in the hallway, stuck somewhere between invisible and irrelevant. I guess I was hoping one of them would catch themselves. That maybe it was a joke. A vent. A slip. But nope. They just kept talking. Emma said I was too strict, that I acted like their dad but had no right. Lily said Danielle probably just stayed with me because she didn't want to be broke again. Said I probably wouldn't even be here if they had a real dad who did his job. I stood there and realized, they actually believe this. That night, I slept on the couch. Danielle noticed and asked what was wrong. So I told her. Everything. What I heard. How I felt. How I didn't know how the hell to keep pretending I was part of a family that clearly didn't want me. And she just stared at me. Blinked. Said, "They're teenagers, Tom. They don't mean that." No apology. No, I'll talk to them. Just a shrug and a lame excuse like I was the one making a big deal out of nothing. That was when something in me cracked. The next morning, I didn't wake the girls up for school like I normally do. Didn't cook breakfast. Didn't ask if they needed rides or money or help with homework. I got up, got dressed, and went to work. That evening, same thing. I walked through the door, and for the first time in 6 years, I didn't feel like it was my house. I ate dinner alone. Did my own laundry. Went to bed in the guest room. Nobody asked why. And now it's been 5 days. 5 full days. And not one of them, not Danielle, not Emma, not Lily, has said a word. Nobody asked if I was okay. Nobody asked why I stopped helping. Nobody noticed the man who used to hold the whole house together slowly fading into the wallpaper. They haven't said I'm their dad again. But they sure miss what their not dad used to do for them. And me? I'm starting to think the silence feels a hell of a lot better than being needed by people who don't want me. It's been 12 days. 12 days since I stopped acting like their father. 12 days in the guest room. 12 days of radio silence from everyone under this roof. You ever live in a house full of people where no one talks to you unless they need something? I do. It's a weird kind of loneliness. Not the dramatic kind where you're completely alone, no, this one's worse. It's like living in a museum of a family you used to belong to. Everything looks familiar, but none of it's for you anymore. Let me walk you through a regular day now. I get up before anyone else. I used to make coffee for Danielle. I'd grind the beans by hand because she liked how it smelled. I don't do that anymore. I drink my own coffee in silence and I don't clean the pot. I used to check the girls' backpacks in the morning, make sure they had their homework, snacks, notes signed, all that. I don't do that anymore either. One of them forgot her laptop last week. I saw it on the dining table. Didn't say a word. She came home furious, blaming Danielle. Danielle looked at me across the room like I was supposed to step in and solve it. I looked right back and took a sip of my coffee. Dinner is the same every night. 3 plates set. 1 empty space. They eat together. I eat later. Sometimes I microwave leftovers. Sometimes I don't bother. Last night, I ordered takeout and ate it in the car like I was some kind of stranger loitering outside his own house. No one asked where I was. Not one text. Danielle still hasn't brought up what I told her. Not once. It's like she's hoping if she just ignores it, I'll go back to normal. Back to fixing everything, handling the day-to-day chaos, cleaning up after 2 teenage girls who treat the house like a hotel and me like unpaid staff. The girls? They haven't apologized. They haven't even acknowledged what they said. But they've noticed the change. Oh yeah. Lily asked if I could proofread her college application essay. I said I was busy. Emma left her science fair project in the kitchen and came to me, expecting help like always. I said, "That's not really my place, is it?" She didn't like that. Danielle confronted me later, finally. "Can you stop punishing them?" "I'm not punishing them," I said. "I'm just respecting their wishes." She rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. I think that hurt more than anything. Because here's the thing no one wants to admit. I never had real power in this house. I had responsibilities. I had chores. I had obligations. But I didn't have a voice. If I made a rule, it was too harsh. If I asked for respect, I was trying too hard. If I stepped back, like now, I was withholding love. I wasn't allowed to be angry. Or tired. Or human. I was only allowed to be useful. And the second I stopped being useful, I became invisible. Last night, I sat on the porch alone. The wind was cutting, but I stayed out there for hours. Just thinking. I thought about all the birthdays I paid for. The vacations. The school shopping. The nights I stayed up building furniture or driving one of them to a sleepover or waiting in the parking lot at 11 p.m. because Emma forgot to tell me practice ended late. I thought about how none of it was ever enough to earn the word dad in a sentence that wasn't meant as an insult. And for the first time in 6 years, I thought about leaving. Not storming out. Not making a scene. Just packing a bag. Getting in the car. Driving to my brother's place and never coming back. Because if they don't see me when I'm here, what difference would it make if I was gone? It finally happened. Something broke. Not loudly. Not with yelling or plates flying. Just snapped. But before I tell you how it happened, let me tell you what came before. Because you need to understand what it feels like to live in a home where your name means nothing, and your silence means even less. We're almost at 3 weeks now. 20 days of me being just the guy who pays the bills. I stopped reminding Danielle about things, vet appointments, her car insurance renewal, that subscription she keeps forgetting is charging her $18 a month. She hasn't noticed. Or she has and doesn't care enough to say anything. The girls are crumbling without structure. I watched Lily bomb a mock interview on Zoom last week. I saw her face afterward, defeated, embarrassed, looking around for someone to help her piece herself back together. She didn't knock on my door. Emma's room smells like an energy drink exploded and no one cleaned it. She's missed 2 project deadlines. Danielle's still too busy pretending everything is fine to actually do anything. I think they thought this would blow over. They were wrong. Friday night, Danielle asked if we could just talk. I almost didn't go. But I did. We sat at the kitchen table like strangers finalizing a business deal. She opened with, "You've been distant." I laughed. Not a big laugh. Just a tired, bitter one. The kind you let out when someone finally realizes water is wet. "Yeah. Because I heard your daughters say I'm not their real dad." And then you backed them by saying nothing. She didn't deny it. She just sighed. Sighed like I was being exhausting. They didn't mean it. Teenagers say things. I looked her dead in the eye. No. Teenagers say what they know they're allowed to say. They knew I wouldn't hit back. They knew you wouldn't step in. And they were right. Silence. So I kept going. I've been paying for this house, raising kids who aren't mine, carrying the emotional weight of this family for 6 years, and the second I stop, the whole machine grinds to a halt. Because deep down, you never wanted a partner. You wanted a second parent with a credit card and no authority. That one landed. Her face dropped. She tried to speak, but I wasn't done. I loved those girls like they were mine. I didn't pretend to be their dad, I was. Through the ugly, through the school meetings, the late night breakdowns, the sick days. I did everything. And they spit in my face. And you watched. That's when Emma walked in. She heard all of it. And you know what she said? You don't have to guilt trip us, okay? We didn't ask you to be here. That's when something inside me, something deep, went cold. Not angry. Not shocked. Just cold. I stood up. Went to the bedroom. Pulled out my duffel bag. Started packing. Danielle followed me in, her voice cracking now. What are you doing? I zipped the bag. You didn't ask me to be here either. So I'm giving you what you never had the guts to say out loud. I'm leaving. She froze. Just stared. Like she didn't believe I'd do it. She said, You're not even going to say goodbye? I looked her in the eye and said, You said I wasn't their father. So who exactly would I be saying goodbye to? It's 1:12 a.m. right now. I'm in my brother's spare room. My phone's been vibrating every 20 minutes. Danielle. Lily. Emma. Unknown number, probably her mother. I haven't opened a single message. Because for the first time in years, I don't feel obligated to respond. And for the first time in years, I'm not being taken for granted. I don't know what's next. I don't know if I'll go back. I don't know if I even could. But what I do know is this. You can give someone everything: time, love, money, presents, and it'll still never be enough if they decided you're not real. Turns out, being real doesn't come from blood. But it also doesn't come from sacrifice. It comes from being seen. And in that house? I was never more than background noise. 3 days. That's how long it took for my absence to become a problem they couldn't ignore. I thought it would take longer, to be honest. I thought they'd enjoy the freedom, the quiet, the relief of not having the stepdad who asked too many questions and expected too much respect. But nope. Day 1, it was texts. Day 2, missed calls. Day 3, Danielle showed up at my brother's place. Let me back up. After I left, I turned off my phone for the first 24 hours. I just needed quiet. Not silence, quiet. The kind that isn't loaded. The kind that doesn't feel like punishment or emotional ransom. I sat in my brother's guest room, listened to the hum of his AC, and realized I could breathe deeper than I had in weeks. Months, maybe. I slept. I really slept. 8 hours, uninterrupted, no alarms, no hey can you take me to, or Tom, can you fix the... No background guilt. No invisible tension. Just stillness. When I turned my phone back on, I had 42 unread messages. Danielle. Where did you go? We need to talk. Tom, please, this is getting ridiculous. You don't get to just walk out on us. Emma. Are you seriously ghosting us? You're being petty AF. Grow up. Lily. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. Can we just talk? Mom is freaking out. And then one that hit different. Danielle's mom. You were never cut out for this anyway. That one stayed with me. Because I wasn't cut out for being used. Day 3, Danielle showed up at my brother's place without warning. My brother opened the door. I heard her before I saw her. Please. I just want to talk to him. I stepped out, arms crossed, hoodie on, half dead from the emotional drain of just existing. She looked rough. Tired. Makeup still on from yesterday. Puffy eyes. She was unraveling. Tom. I didn't know you were serious. Wrong sentence. I didn't even speak. Just stared. The girls didn't mean it like that. They were upset. Teenagers say cruel things. It's been 3 weeks, I said flatly. This wasn't a bad night. This is who they are when I'm not useful. She opened her mouth. I could see 1,000 excuses loading up. I cut her off. You let them believe I was replaceable. And now they're realizing I'm not. She started crying. That hit me harder than I wanted it to. Because I used to care when she cried. I used to drop everything to fix it. Now, I just stood there. Not angry. Just done. She asked if I'd come home. Not to fix things, not to talk. Just come home. Like it was some casual decision. Like I'd left out of mood, not from emotional exhaustion built up over years of being seen as nothing but a glorified wallet with a driver's license. They're lost without you, she said. Good, I replied. She looked stunned. They need to feel that. All of it. The holes I filled. The effort I gave. They need to sit in it. I was the structure. I was the reason your household functioned. And you all treated me like I was lucky to be tolerated. And then I said the thing I didn't even plan to say, it just fell out of me. You didn't lose a stepdad. You lost the man who treated your daughters better than their real father ever will. She left without saying much after that. Didn't cry. Didn't argue. She just left. And honestly, that scared me more than anything. Because for the first time, I think she finally believed me. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if she'll call again. Or if the girls will suddenly realize what they had. I don't know if I'll even care if they do. But I do know this. Once someone gets used to being invisible, they learn to be just as invisible when they leave. And when I left, I didn't slam the door. I just closed it. And that silence hit louder than any scream ever could. It's been a month. 1 full month since I left that house. And no, I didn't go back. Not even once. No surprise visit. No dramatic speech. No checking in to see how they're holding up. Because the truth is, I already know. The first week was noise. Non-stop. Missed calls. Texts. Voicemails. Everything from apologies to accusations. Lily sent a long message telling me she didn't mean it and she was just mad about school stuff. Emma doubled down, called me dramatic, selfish, said I abandoned them. Danielle ping-ponged between guilt and rage. You're teaching them the wrong lesson. I'm sorry, I didn't handle it right. You're punishing all of us. I didn't reply to any of it. Not because I didn't have words. Because they didn't deserve them anymore. Week 2 was silence. That scared me more than the noise. Because I knew what it meant. They were starting to understand what they'd really lost. Not just a ride to school. Not just a guy to take out the trash or pay for the new dishwasher. They lost the man who loved them when their real dad didn't. The one who showed up. Every day. Without conditions. And now they were learning what it felt like to be unparented. Week 3, my brother got a text from Danielle. She wanted to know if I was open to conversation. He showed it to me. I said no. She asked if I'd be willing to write a letter. Closure or some sh*t. So I did. And this is what I wrote. Danielle. You asked if I'd say something. So here it is. You didn't lose me when I walked out the door. You lost me every time you let your daughters disrespect me. You lost me every time you asked for help and gave none in return. You lost me the day I heard them say I wasn't their real dad and you stayed quiet. What happened wasn't sudden. It was a slow death by 1,000 dismissals. I gave your family everything. Not just money, presents, stability, love. I gave more to those girls than their biological father ever has and likely ever will. And you all made it clear it was never enough. So I'm done. I hope one day they understand what they lost. Not for my sake, for theirs. Tom. I sent it. She read it. No reply. And that silence? That was the first honest thing we'd shared in years. Now, I'm still at my brother's, but I'm apartment hunting. Quiet neighborhood. Just me and some peace. I bought a new coffee grinder, not for anyone else, just because I like the smell in the morning. I sleep with the door open now. Because I'm not waiting for anyone to come in or anyone to come home. I'm not part of their story anymore. And honestly, I don't want to be. Sometimes, I still think about those girls. The sick nights. The jokes in the car. The school plays where they scanned the crowd and waved when they saw me. And I wonder if they think about those moments too. If they ever look at the empty seat where I used to sit and feel it hit. That heaviness? That's not regret. It's recognition. The moment you realize someone wasn't supposed to stay forever and you treated them like they would. That's all I've got. I didn't get revenge. I didn't blow anything up. I just left. And sometimes, that's the most powerful thing you can do. It's been 4 months. I moved into my own place, 2-bedroom apartment, no carpet, no drama. It's quiet. Sometimes a little too quiet, but I take the sound of my fridge humming over shouting, slamming doors, or that passive-aggressive silence I lived in for way too long. I've started doing things I didn't have time or energy for before. Cooking for one. Reading before bed. Going to the gym again. Not because I'm chasing some blow-up revenge fantasy, just because I like how it feels to do things only for me. Last week, I got an email. It wasn't from Danielle. It was from Lily. The subject line just said, "I'm sorry." I stared at it for a long time. And then I opened it. "Hey Tom. I don't know if you'll read this, and I don't even know what to say really. I've been thinking about everything. A lot. You didn't deserve how we treated you. I didn't mean it when I said you weren't our real dad. I don't know why I said it. I just wanted to hurt someone that day, And you were the only person who ever actually stayed long enough to be hurt by us. Emma still thinks you're being dramatic. I don't. Mom's trying, but everything's a mess. I wish I could go back. I don't expect a reply. I just wanted you to know that I see it now. I see you. Lily. I haven't replied. Not because I'm angry. Not because I'm trying to make a point. But because I don't owe anyone the version of me they only learned to value after he left. I hope she meant every word. I hope she grows from it. I hope she treats the next person in her life who loves her without condition with more care than she gave me. But me? I'm not stepping back into that story. I lived it. I survived it. And now I'm writing a new one. For me.